Good morning and welcome to the show, and thanks for waking up with us today. I've got a friend of the show here. We've got Major John Bell, who is the Security Forces Commander out at Tyndall Air Force Base. And I call you a friend of the show because anybody in that uniform is a friend of mine.
Thank you very much,
because
sir.
I spent a lot of years wearing that uniform. Actually, it was a darker green at the time, but you know, it was
a little bit different.
Those were different times. Air show tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely. Air show actually starts open gates at 9 o'clock in the morning. So it is free, open to the public. Come on in and have a great time.
Now, we haven't had one since like 2011, something like that. I almost said 19. Like, how old am I? But since 2011, right? So this is the first one in quite a few years.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And we're really looking forward to showcasing our capabilities a little bit.
Yeah. Now, you know, people may be concerned about security. I mean, there's been a lot of things in the news lately, you know, particularly with social media, you know, ISIS wanting to hurt people and all that craziness. Are we going to be safe if we go to the air show?
We are relatively safe, yes. We make sure that we take in a range of threats, not only man-made, but also natural disasters too. So I really want to highlight our security forces capabilities, our law enforcement partners that we've coordinated with, Bay County Sheriff, a lot of police departments, as well as our first responding community, including the fire department and emergency services.
Now, are there things I should not take with me to the air show?
Yes.
I mean, if I'm going and I want to take a cooler beer and a handgun, you know, you're probably not going to let me on.
No, sir.
Yeah.
We actually have a number of lists of items on GulfCoastSalute.com, and they range from backpacks, ice chests, firearms, obviously, any sort of deadly weapons, alcohol, and illegal drugs.
So GulfCoastSalute.com.
Correct.
And we can get all the details on what we can take, what we can't take.
Yes.
But we should take our kids, shouldn't we?
Definitely take your kids.
Yeah.
We'd like to recruit the younger folks, but especially you can take baby strollers, diaper bags, those types of things to support a really good show for you and your family. Especially good walking shoes and a little bit of sunscreen.
Oh, a lot of bit of sunscreen, because I've cooked myself at a few air shows. I know the deal out there. It gets very hot out there, and I'm not sure what the weather's going to be like, but it's going to be nice.
I think so.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We've got a number of demonstrations that they're going to be performing, including the Air Force Thunderbirds, the premier demonstration team. We also have the
And don't tell my son that, because he's in the Naval Academy now, so the premier demonstration thing are those blue guys.
Sure.
Yeah.
The other team, right?
That other team. Yeah.
Sure. But we also have the U.S. Army parachutist team called Golden Knights.
I've seen those guys perform before. Yeah.
It's a thrilling demonstration. And also the F-22 Raptor demonstration, which is very, very exciting.
You know, air shows have been kind of controversial for some people. Some people say it's a waste of money and things like that. And I'm of the school that, you know, I'm a taxpayer. I have a right to see what I'm paying for.
Sure.
And you, as an Air Force officer, have to be proud to be part of that strongest force for peace we have in the world right now.
Absolutely, and we still maintain the greatest Air Force in the world, and we want to make sure that you, the taxpayer, know where your tax dollars, hard-earned tax dollars, are going to support this mission. And
I think at the very least, that's the best function of an air show, as well as a recruiting aspect. But we're going to start recruiting people right after the local weather.
Excellent.
I'm here with Major John Bell, the Commander of Security Forces at Tyndall Air Force Base, and we'll be right back after your Waking Up with Don weather. Welcome back to the show. I have a very special guest here today in the way of Major John Bell, who is the Commander of Security Forces at Tyndall Air Force Base. And we're talking about this great air show that we're going to have there tomorrow, so be there.
Absolutely.
Major Bell, there's going to be a lot of traffic, I'm sure.
There's a little bit of traffic.
Yeah.
We expect about 75,000 people.
Is that all?
Per day.
Wow, 75,000. Does that base even hold 75,000 people? I wonder. It's going to.
It has been before,
Yeah.
actually. So April 11th and 12th is the air show weekend, and we expect a lot of traffic congestion a little bit on Highway 98. But in order to alleviate that, please come a little bit early.
Right.
Again, gates open at 9 o'clock in the morning, and the first aerial demonstration starts at 11 o'clock. But the traffic plan actually involves everybody coming eastbound on Highway 98.
Right.
And right over the DuPont Bridge will be a gate off to your right. It's called Saber Gate.
Right.
Go right on in there. Again, open gates. And we have a number of security forces personnel that will lead people directly to the parking area, where there will be a shuttle service waiting for everybody to transfer over to the north side.
So you're not going to be able to drive to the flight line. You'll be parking in a designated parking area, and then the Air Force is providing a shuttle service back and forth to that.
Correct. It should be a very seamless process, but again, please be patient as there will be some congestion. But also, visitors actually have an option to walk across Highway 98 safely. We will again have traffic control points and personnel there to make sure that happens.
Yeah, and security, I'm sure, is going to be a big concern, but it sounds like you have things well in hand over there.
We do.
Now, we talked about parents bringing their children, but young people should go as well, shouldn't they?
Absolutely, and again, this is a recruiting tool for the Air Force to make sure that the younger crowd understands how cool airplanes are.
and how cool the Air Force is.
Yes.
You know, so it's not only a recruiting tool for the Air Force to help fill the ranks, but it's also an educational tool for teachers and parents to say, hey, you know, this is what the Air Force is about, and this is a great organization you can be a part of if you just avail yourself of the opportunity and, you know, work hard, keep your nose clean, and
absolutely
and get in there. I tell you, it's turned. As a former Air Force recruiter, there you go. All right, the cat's out of the bag. You know, I've seen many a young life turned around because of the Air Force and because of the service in general.
And the Air Force has a great positive experience with airmen coming into the services. So it's a great time to make sure that they get mentorship right off the bat in life.
Yeah, and not only that, you know, you learn some lessons you won't learn anywhere else. About self-respect and discipline and respect for authority and how to work hard, how to put in a full day, and also learn a very valuable skill set somewhere along the way as well.
Yes, a lot of the military skills, especially in the Air Force, are transferable into the civilian sector and commercial enterprises. So it's a fantastic opportunity for people to get into the service in the Air Force specifically. Yeah,
you know, I tried to get my son to join the Air Force because he was, you know, he's been going to air shows since he was in a stroller, you know, because we were an Air Force family. Kid went to the Naval Academy. Can you believe that? You try to raise these kids right in a nice Air Force family and they go Navy.
Right.
What's up with that?
I personally was recruited with an Air Force Aim High Air poster at 6 years old.
So, really?
Yes.
Okay, so it was a poster that did it for you.
It was.
It wasn't the very eloquent recruiter who you ran across?
I wish I could say that.
Yeah, for some reason everyone hates their recruiters, you know, but they have a great Air Force experience anyway. You know?
They do.
Yeah, so I'm excited about the show. I'm certainly going to be there. You know, I'm going to take my family as well because I haven't been to enough air shows yet over 30 years. But I would love to see that F-22. If you haven't seen that thing perform.
Oh. It is thrilling.
It looks like it has no right to do the maneuvers it's doing.
It's amazing.
Defies the laws of physics.
And it's the only operational fifth-generation fighter that the Air Force has. So it's going to be great.
And now it's not, you know, Tyndall's no longer a training base. I mean, it is an operational base under Air Combat Command.
Yes.
So those airplanes you see out there today, it could very well be in combat tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And so get to see the readiness of your Air Force, of your hometown Air Force here at Tyndall Air Force Base. Major Bell, thank you so much for everything that you do, and thank you for your service.
It's an honor.
And you know, keep up the good work out there, and we'll see you out there, and I'm going to feel totally safe when I go out there.
Perfect.
And I'm not bringing a cooler, I'm not bringing a handgun, I'm not bringing
Thank
any
you very
weapons.
much.
But I will go to GulfCoastSalute.com and see what I can bring.
Appreciate that.
Thank you again.
Thanks again, Don.
Okay, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Welcome back, and today we have a great group with us, the Cash Mob, and we have Philomena, Christy, Amber, and Jen. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
And when you first came in, I was, Cash Mob? What is the Cash Mob? Can you tell me a little bit about exactly what you do?
Yes, the Cash Mob is basically just a group of locals that decided, hey, there should be a better way that we can help our community, and we designed this. It was a couple years ago. And the foundation of it is just to find little local mom and pop restaurants, retail stores, nonprofits, it doesn't matter, just anybody that needs a boost. And even the community can nominate them. And we show up in mass. We pick a little place next to it so that nobody knows exactly what place we're gonna, so the element of surprise is really wonderful. And we just bombard them, we spend money. We promote them on social media. We help get them connected back with their community, remind people where they're at, and we do one every single month.
So you're going to these places that were pretty much about to go out of business because they haven't had anybody knowing about them or coming to their area, and you just bombard them and spend money to keep them in business and more people knowing about them. And you know, bringing the sense of community together and sharing it with everybody. So it's great for all around. Not only she's wearing one of the necklaces that she got from one of her local mobs that they did of a local place. What was the name of the place that you did?
It was
Floriopolis, and they mobbed this March 20th, it looks like, and got beautiful jewelry. They do all kinds of different things down there. And so people can go to your website and nominate a restaurant or small business that they want to nominate to be cash mobbed. Is that correct?
Right. It's L2, the number 2, baycounty.com, or you can just look up Bay County Cash Mob. Any of those, it'll pull up. We've got a Facebook site. We've got a website. We tweet about it, so it's pretty easy to find us. And then there's forms on there. They just fill it out and they nominate. We're looking for little local businesses, not big corporate giants, but the little local mom and pop places, nonprofits. It doesn't matter. Just anybody that needs a little help, a little recognition, a little love from their community.
Now, what if someone wanted to become part of your cash mob? How do they go about doing that as well?
The more the merrier. Every month we post on Facebook the exact event, what time, what location, and again, not the actual business, but like a general parking lot somewhere near it. All you have to do is show up. It's hard to miss us because we usually have at least 10 of us there early, and then it just grows. The last one we did, we had over 45 people that mobbed a location.
That's awesome. Now, what was that location that you ended up mobbing then?
We did one in February, which was Victoria's Last Bite, and we all gathered in the Save a Lot parking spot, and then we mobbed them. And then last month we did Floriopolis, which is a nonprofit, and it's a local museum, and it also has local artists stuff that they have for sale in there. So it's kind of a collage of things, and half of our mobbers didn't even know it was there, had never been able to be in there, and so it just kind of gave them a little bit of love.
That's awesome. Now, when you show up to these businesses, what have the reactions been from these owners? Like, I'm sure it's full of excitement where they're like, what is going on here?
Wow.
What have been some of the reactions that you've gotten from them?
We've had full out bawling at some of them, which was very emotional. We did Girls Inc. one time. One of the businesses, they were actually talking about closing the week prior.
Wow.
And what we had done that day was more than they had done that whole month. And it was just 1 hour of just infusing their business with money, with attention, with social media presence, and letting people know they're there. And it kind of keeps that ball rolling because people will keep coming. And we have these little certificates that everybody gives them and lets them know we're with the cash mob.
Yeah.
Because some of them can't make it right there at that hour, and they'll come a little bit later. And it's overwhelming.
That is amazing. It's such a warming thing for the community and bring everybody together. Thank you guys so much for letting us know about this cash mob, and hopefully some of these small businesses out there can have it happen to them. So fill out your forms on their website, and we'll be back after these messages.
Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Pamela Elliott from Elliott Vocals Studios and Talent Agency here on 23rd Street, right here in Panama City, right down the street from the studio here.
Yes.
Yeah, and welcome back to the show. Today
Thanks, Don.
is your event.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tonight we have the concert for autism.
Yeah, to
awareness.
Autism Speaks.
And yes, we're going to be raising money for Autism Speaks and the Growing Minds Center for Autism and Related Disabilities. And so we would like for you all to come out. It's a suggested donation of $5 to come in. We would like to pack the place out. The concert will be about an hour, and we're going to have a silent auction, and we need silent auction items still. Even today, we still need silent auction items. So if you've got something you would like to donate, we would greatly appreciate it if you would just bring it by the studio there at 2516 West 23rd Street. We would just be so thankful.
And that Growing Minds Center for Autism and Related Disabilities is out in Port St. Joe.
It's Port St. Joe, and one of our teachers works there, Kaylee Story, who is actually in charge of this whole thing. So she is doing a great job. She's a wonderful, wonderful lady.
Come on down tonight.
Yes.
Listen to some great music.
Absolutely.
Make a donation. Help some kids who are afflicted with this disorder.
Yes.
And and do a good deed for some people.
That's right.
While enjoying some great
talent.
talent and music out at Elliott Vocals.
Yeah.
Now tomorrow you've got something else going on. That's a busy little place that you've got there.
It
You've got
is.
some acting on camera type
Yes, we
class.
have our acting on camera groups, which is the second Saturday of every month. So tomorrow is that day. So kids from 4 to 12 can come from 10 to 12. Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied there.
Yeah.
And then teens and adults is from 12 to 2. And tomorrow our theme is working with props. So bring your scenes, and we're going to work with props tomorrow. Bring some small props. Don't bring anything like huge, but bring some small props with you, and we're going to work with props tomorrow. It's a lot of fun. It's a 2-hour, it's like a class, and it's free. And it's open to the community. You do not have to be signed with our agency to come to these groups. So we invite you to come.
You know the talent that comes out of your place here is never ending. But there was one young lady in particular who performed on this show, Mildred. Used to be known as Ariel. Ariel Melvin goes by Mildred.
Yes.
Is just put out a music video, or is launching a music video?
She's got a video release party coming up on April 25th, which is going to be huge.
Yeah.
It is done so well, so well. So we'll talk more about that. I think she's going to possibly, maybe we can get her on the show.
Let's get her on the show. I mean, you know, she's going to be a star. I'm convinced that this young lady's going places.
She's fantastic, and she's so proactive. So
and a beautiful voice and a great talent and all that.
She's a great writer too.
Yeah.
She's fantastic. And now we have something else coming up too. This summer we have summer camps, and we have a lot of them. So that's something that in the near future I'd like to talk more about on the show. So everybody, Elliott Vocal Studios is having vocal camps, and they're going to be fantastic. So
and summer's right around the corner. It's not that far away. School's going to end. The kids are going to be looking for summer activities. And maybe you have a young musician in your family, or a young singer in your family, or somebody who wants to be one. That'd be a perfect thing. Go to a vocal camp with Pamela Elliott.
Oh, yes. There's going to be a bunch of them, and it's going to be really a great summer.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff. Now, we talked a little bit about it last week, that there's some special legislation that has worked its way through the State House that's going to make Florida kind of a destination for movie making now.
Yes. You know, it did pass unanimously in the House, vast majority in the Senate. And there's some other committees and stuff that has to pass through, but we're really excited. And I'll tell you something, Julie Gordon, and I can't say enough about Julie Gordon, our film commissioner for Bay County, is so proactive and just does so much for our area. And I just have to give her props, you know, on all that stuff too.
I grew up in New York.
We used to see hard-working lady.
We used to see movies being made in New York City growing up there, and now it's British Columbia. You see a lot of movies being made there. Why not Panama City?
This is a fantastic place to make movies. I mean, we've got a little bit of everything here.
Yeah.
And we have the world's most beautiful beaches.
Of course we do.
So there you go.
Well, Pamela Elliott from Elliott Vocal Studios and Talent Agency, thank you again for everything you do for the community.
And thank you,
And
Don.
I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to the show. We've got a great weekend coming up, and if you don't have it already, you need to get that handy little app for your phone, Live 850. And according to Live 850, there's a lot of good stuff going on around town here this weekend and coming up next week as well. First off, near and dear to my heart, there is that Autism Awareness Gala. Putting the glasses on here, going to take a look at what's going on. And we've got the fifth annual auction for autism awareness at the Holly Lecture Hall at Florida State University, Panama City campus. And this is going to be a raffle-style auction with the proceeds that are going to benefit the FSU ECAP program, Early Childhood Autism Program, that serves many kids around here in Bay County who are afflicted with autism. Get out there. It's at 6 o'clock, $25 at the door. Please go, please donate. The money stays locally and helps kids with autism. You know, going on also that same night, we've got, actually the next day, is the Tyndall Air Show, something I know a little bit about as well. Now remember, be safe out there. Don't bring any weapons. Don't do anything stupid. You know, Saturday we have got the Tyndall Air Show. The event runs through the weekend. The base gates will open at 9 a.m. It's free to the public, but you're going to have to park your car and ride the tram or ride the shuttle bus over to the event area. please, no guns, no coolers, nothing crazy, no weapons at all. Be safe when you go out there to see our friends at Tyndall and see what your tax dollars are buying you. And we've also got the second Saturday sales and on the Governor Stone out there. So basically, second Saturday sales leaves from the farmers market in historic St. Andrews. The adventure is a 1.5 hour sailing experience, and all you need to do is go to governorstone.org to get more details on that, or go right to your handy app here as well. And then we've got music at St. Andrews. And you know, this thing goes throughout the season. However, we've got the Bay High School Concert Choir, April 12th in St. Andrews. And don't forget, on the 16th, next week, Warrior Beach Retreat at Laketown Wharf, 415. Just go out, warriorbeachretreat.org. Get all the details on that. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there, and we'll see you next time.